Hello travels out there, today in this video I'm going to be telling you guys about what I got to on my Wednesday and on my Thursday. So on Tuesday night I stayed over at my grandparents' house, and on Wednesday morning I woke up and I had some toast and a cup of tea, had a nice refreshing shower and got ready for the day ahead, and I was heading off to my uncle and girlfriend's and cousin's new house, and so I was excited for that. Ran out of data, so I got onto my grandparents' Wi-Fi, so I was able to tweet and took on my social media and stuff. And then I got myself ready and packed up, and my grandparents' cleaner came in, and she's very lovely. So I just had a nice chat with her, and then we headed off to my uncle and his girlfriend's and my cousin's house. And on the way, we stopped off at the garage, and my grandma went into Sainsbury's to get a card for my older brother as it was his graduation. And my mum, dad, and my grandma, my other grandma, were going off to watch him at his graduation. And I had a McDonald's for my lunch, which was very nice. Then we got to my uncle and his girlfriend's and my cousin's house. I keep on almost calling her my auntie, but she's not. She's just my uncle's girlfriend. Very confusing. And I got there, and his face lit up. My cousin James when he saw me, bless him, and we get on really well. And he's 3 now. I can't believe how grown up he's getting. He's just growing up so fast, and he's so clever. And so I read him like 4 or 5 books, did some puzzles with him, and he showed me all of his toys, showed me around their new house, and wanted me to play with his cars in his little bedroom. It's quite a small room, and he wanted me to sit onto one of his chairs. I said I'd probably break it, so I'll just kneel down and was playing with his cars. Read one of his books to him again, which is about a dinosaur, which he loves. He's amazingly knowledge about dinosaurs for such a young age, and yeah, it was such a great day. And then went down into the kitchen diner area, and I had a cup of tea and some triglets, and he wanted the triglets, but first he wanted pombas, so I said we could share the triglets, so we ended up sharing them. And I got onto their Wi-Fi and was able to show some of my photos off my Instagram to my uncle's girlfriend, and she was talking about their holiday to Japan and to Australia, and showing me lots of photos, so it was really good. I really want to go to Australia and Japan one day. Someday I'll get there. There's so many places I want to go and things I want to see. And yeah, then my grandma and grandpa got back. My grandpa had taken my grandma to the doctors to have a checkup on her shoulder. She had a shoulder up, and on the Tuesday she had her physio, and they were saying how she had a checkup on Tuesday, and they said how well it was healing, and then she had the physio Wednesday, and then we stayed there for a little bit more, and then we made our way back home. But before that I had to go back to the house and get my charger, because my phone charger had been upstairs in the living room. That house has got like 3 layers to it, so there's lots of stairs, so I quickly got that and headed off back to the car, and it began to rain. We got back home and I had my spare key and nobody was home, so I let myself in, unpacked, and my grandma and grandpa watched the chase in the front room while I was on my Facebook to Instagram on the computer, and my Kindle charger hadn't charged my Kindle, so my Kindle was basically dead. So I managed to sort the Kindle charger out, but it's still not working properly, so I'm now using the Kindle charger for my new Kindle, and it's working perfectly, so that's really good. And listened to a bit of music, and I had a cup of tea and made my grandma coffee and my grandpa a cup of tea, and sat and chatted them for a bit. And then my younger brother got back from work and his girlfriend came over, and then my mum, dad, grandma and my older brother came over, and we all got photos taken of with my older brother in his cap and gown, and I got one and pasted it onto my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and got insulted by my friend who said, "You and your brother look very alike." Not at all. I'm much better looking. Yeah, it was such a great evening, and we got loads of photos taken with him and stuff, and then we all headed off in several cars. Luckily no one got left behind, because that's happened to me before, where I've been left home alone after we've all been going in different cars. So everyone got out of the house and got into different cars and headed off to the restaurant where we had a lovely meal. There was 12 of us in total, all along this long, massive table, and I had these spicy ribs, and it was ginormous, and I managed to eat the whole thing, and then had a bit of Victoria sponge cake, and I had a berry strawberry cider kind of thing, and it tasted delicious. I loved it. It was just so nice. And then we had a really good time, a nice long catch up, lots of laughs, lots of fun, and we were there for quite a while. And then we headed back, and I read my journal and watched this evening's soaps and I watched the Aussie and UK soaps. I had 2 Hollyoaks to watch, and I just love Hollyoaks. I'm annoyed with Romeo and Lily, how Romeo and Lily have stuck together when I know Prince is a bit of a thicky, but he's sweet and he means well, and he's got tassel cancer, for God's sake. I mean, Romeo is such a bad mate if he's done that to poor Prince, and I hope when Prince finds out he gets revenge on Romeo, or he's going off for a while because he's in armed slavery, so I don't know what that's going to involve, but Lily's just a bit of a mug, and yeah, why can't they just stick to their couples? Why can't they not cheat or stray away? And then I got to bed, and last night it was one of the coldest nights on record for this year, bloody freezing. And you know what? My room, I told you this before, that it's divided. So when my younger brother's room at the end room finally gets sorted, I get that room all to myself. So I have my office and dollhouse and stuff in there, and it's going to be great. And yeah, I'm super excited for that. I know, back to the story before I get sidetracked and forget what I was saying. So last night I was asleep and I was like, why the hell is it so cold? My younger brother and his girlfriend had both windows wide open, so it was literally so cold. So I got on my bed, and there's a little gap between the little divided wall, so I get a bit of window light in, otherwise it'd be like a cave. So I reached my arm through and shut that window, and had to have my cardigan on because it was just freezing cold. I now know, as my mum said, you do need those blankets in the air cupboard, so next time I'll just get one of those instead. And then I got up and I got ready for my first day. My younger sister's gone out into town because my younger sister is staying over for a few days. She came as well as my mum and dad and grandma and old brother got her from uni on the way back from my older brother's uni graduation, and so she's staying for a few days, so it's lovely to have her down. And my older sister's at work. My dad was at work, he got back and went to bed, and he's now up and sorting stuff on the house. My mum's out and doing some little bits of sewing and stuff for the little knitted toys and stuff that she's created for my older sister's school fair where she works at, and that's on Wednesday. And then my dad's school fair's on Friday, so this week I have 2 Christmas fairs to go to, and I'm super excited for that, getting me nice and festive. Can't believe it's 32 or 1 days now. I miscounted and said it was 20 something days. I wish it was that, but it's 30 something days. And yeah, I'm just super excited for Christmas. I've been listening to Christmas music, watching all the Christmas movies, and seeing all the Christmas adverts. It's just getting me so festive. I'm just so excited for that. And my younger brother's at work as well. He got back for his lunch break and went off back to work. I had some jam toasted cocoa for my lunch, and for my breakfast, and for my lunch I just had a sandwich. And she's sorting my doll's house and Bluetooth dolls out, and doing some dolls of Bluetooth doll photography, and getting my Bluetooth dolls out and sorted those out, and I'll be getting them into their autumn fashion because they were in their summer outfits, and so they're all in their like jumpers and their jeans and dresses and stuff, and they're like autumny kind of winter outfits, and they look fabulous. I love it, and I just love some of my Bluetooth dolls out. And I watched some episodes of Charmed and Exceeded the Warrior and Fire Removal and Supernatural, and can't wait. I got the newest Riverdale episode 5 to watch tonight, and then Supernatural to watch tomorrow. With the site I watch my stuff on, it comes up the day after it was aired, so I'm looking forward to watching that. I love Supernatural so much, it's such a great show. And I watched some Doctor episodes and watched some episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race, and watched The Simpsons that had an episode where it started RuPaul win, and I used to love it. And I watched the Dolls stuff videos and some Dogs stuff videos, and the Dogs stuff off EB Outsources, and have last night's Uncle to watch, so I'm going to probably watch that in a minute once I've watched today's Hero and Neighbours. and I watched Escape to Country and some episodes of Fickle Dippy, and had a bit of stolen bread and a cup of tea, and my dad's now got back to work, and I am now going to be going off to finish off something of Blue Resort and do some more Blue Dog Toffee. I hope you guys have all had a lovely week so far. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I shall see you soon with a new vlog very, very soon. Bye.